Shooters, loaders, and casters, welcome to the Georgia Shooter Connection Friday night live stream. Let me start by saying I sure did miss y'all last week. I'd a whole lot rather been here than doing what I was doing, but I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to have all you guys here on the panel and all y'all folks out there in the side chat. Crusty underwear tonight.
I wonder who that is.
Not names. Yeah.
So,
stomach turner.
We hope everybody had a good week. CW, how was your week, brother?
Oh, it was so good. It was too good to ask for better. We had some awesome weather. It's the fall here. We're in the 40s and the 30s overnight. It's nice and crisp, 60s and 70s during the day. It's been really nice. It's been really, really nice. I'm a little light on my feet. I had to send my Jeep into the garage, and she was way more money than I expected her to be. So it's ramen noodles for a little while over here. But I got to the range today, and I had a really, really good day. I made a couple videos. I finalized a couple of loads. I had a lot of fun with some other members of my club, and just overall a really, really good day. Bama, how was your week?
I guess it's kind of uneventful, but dealing with some health issues I'm working through. But other than that, everything's fine.
Still didn't shoot that gun, I bet.
No, I'm waiting on somebody from Georgia to come over and go shoot.
I got.
He's getting ready now.
Look at
That's
him.
about how many I got.
I got to have some 270 loads to come with us, but yeah.
Jamie, I think I got you covered on 270 loads, but you didn't load them, so.
Yeah. Go ahead, Six.
Oh, it was a pretty good week. Did cowboy actions last Saturday. Shot a clean match.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Then I went Sunday morning and shot my 1860 Army in that contest deal. And then the rest of the week just been another work week. So. Weather's been kind of hot here. It's hitting 90s every day. Evenings and mornings aren't too bad. Sitting around 60 in the mornings. That's about it for me.
Go ahead, Rebel. How was your week, brother?
Well, Tuesday, I went to the surgeon. He showed me the MRI of my knees. My knee. Kind of sound like CW years ago. Lots of arthritis. The meniscus, he said the good news is your meniscus tear is about ground off. And the whole edge of that meniscus looks like a frayed quilt. Just because of arthritis, grinding on it. And he took the slow route, stuck a horse needle in my knee and steroid and lidocaine, and actually the steroid kind of kicked in the day, and I had a little bit of relief that with a couple of leave, and but I'm doing the exercises they told me to do and doing squats or half squats and different things, and we'll see if it works. It's probably just buying time.
It'll be short, but it'll give you relief. If you felt it already, it'll give you relief.
Yep. Kyle, what you got, bud?
Weird week. Lost a couple of friends due to car crashes. And it's been a weird week. Everybody buckle up, obey traffic laws, and just please hope that everybody else is doing the exact same thing that you're doing. Just a weird week. Lost one of the guys I work with, and a couple of other people, all due to car crashes. And it just all that's the C word that I don't want to hear this week. You know. Other than that, loaded up a lot of beautiful 44 Magnum rounds. Looking forward to making them go boom. You know how it is. You load up a Magnum round. Oh, here we go. Other than that, yeah, the weather here is it's starting to finally cool off. We can open the doors up, let the dogs run in and out all they want, and don't have to worry about the AC running. Although the AC did kick on 3 times after I got home, but it's not going to kick on again. Not until tomorrow afternoon, so I'm good with that. We're done with the $400, $500 power bills, so that's a good thing. All right, Mark, what you got going on, brother?
Well, I'm glad to be here. Took me about 6 or 7 tries to get in and stay in, and so far I'm here. So I'm going to hang around for as long as I can, and as long as I can stay awake. Been a long week. We've had sort of the same weather. Been cold in the mornings, upper 40s, and tomorrow they're talking about 80s in the afternoon, same on Sunday. So just happy to be here. Glad to hang out with you guys. Looking forward to a good evening of chat.
Glad you could be here on time, sir.
Thanks. Me too.
Absolutely. Mr. Andy, how you doing, bud?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Work is always busy. Range day, Wednesday, didn't happen. 30-mile-an-hour winds, gusts of 40. There's no way am I going out to test out some loads. So,
Well, you never can plan on the weather when it's time to use them.
no, but I'm trying to work a load. I'm not doing that when I'm hunting.
I know, I can appreciate that.
The weather's just wasn't cooperating, and this coming Wednesday is supposed to be the same deal. So I'm going to try to switch my day off to Tuesday. Hopefully get out to do the last testing of some rounds, plus my brass ejector for the Rossi has got to be tested in the field. It works at home. See what happens.
Andy's going to try to trick the weatherman. I'm going to sneak in an extra day.
Just switching the day, that's all.
Well, we've got the usual suspects out there tonight. We're glad to have all y'all. What was I going to say? Oh, last week I told y'all that I shared with y'all that my mother-in-law had passed away. Well, last weekend we had to get everything out of her house that she was renting because she lives in a 55 and over community, a senior type community. And my stepson D been living with her for quite a while, help take care of her and stuff. And he wanted to keep the place, but he just has turned 40, so they made us get out, gave us 30 days. And she's been there 10, 15 years, something like that. Anyway, we got everything out of the house that about half killed me. Went out with Ricky Baird to supper last Tuesday, and I think that I left my phone sitting on the table at the restaurant, and of course nobody turned it in, and all of that. So now if you have called or texted me in the past week and didn't get a reply, it's because I do not have a phone at the moment. So we're working on that as we speak. I ordered one, and they were supposed to send it overnight shipping, and it didn't get here. So I went online, and they had canceled my order because the phone that I ordered was not in stock. Well, they did everything but inform me of that. So,
But
yeah.
they didn't, they just left you hanging.
So this is a thing, guys. When you are ordering a phone, they want you to use your phone to prove your identity. In other words, two-step verification. So when you're trying to get a phone and get it through a payment plan and all this other crap, if you don't have a phone, you're dead in the water. Well,
You can go in.
it's kind of like, if you don't have one, how do you get one? Kind of thing. But anyway, I digress. So I'm still working on that. And it ain't just that, guys. At work, I have to use my phone to sign into some of my work email account. I have to use my phone to verify. So I hadn't read a work email since about 3:00 yesterday.
Yeah, they want me to do that at my work. Use my phone to verify stuff at work, and I said, no, this is my personal phone. You do it another way. And so far, they ain't came up with another way.
Yeah, if you're not paying my damn phone bill, not using it for work.
They do, Glenn. They got me stuck, bro. Yeah, my boss is the technology core director. So it's.
Then he should be able to come up with another way for you to verify your identity.
No, he says everybody's got a cell phone. If they want to work here and they want to sign into their email account, they're going to load Rapid Identity on their phone, period. And I'm like, I won't be signing in on my email account then, dude.
Yep.
Yeah,
there you go.
Don't fly. They can't do that.
They can't make you do it. No.
Now, if my identity has to be confirmed over a cell phone, then you should provide me with that.
That's what they said, saying they was going to get a old phone to set it up for that. It ain't happened yet. No.
Well, I got an iPhone 8 over here that don't have a SIM card in it. They can have it for a nominal fee.
Right.
Like maybe
they can buy a little token, and whenever you need to sign into it, it'll send a code to that token, and you type that code in. Thing is, I don't want to buy them, and they're a grand total of about $15 a piece.
It's the point of it.
Well, you can set up a pass key with a thumb drive,
right,
and get in anything. Any of your stuff.
It's the point of it.
Yeah, where I was working, they up one day and just said they weren't going to provide cell phones anymore and wanted everybody to put their cell phone protection app on it for you to be able to use it. And I said, oh, I'm not putting that on my phone. And they said, why not? I said, I'm the one that configured that. I said, I know what you can do. You can listen in on my phone. You can turn on my camera. You can do anything you want to remotely. I said, no way it's going on my phone.
Yeah, you made the dang app.
Yeah, and they said, oh no, it's not. I said, wait a minute. Look back and see who was in charge of that project. Me. And
Dale Poe joined us. Hey, buddy. Good to see you out there. Y'all want to talk a little bit more about revolvers, or is everybody tired of revolver history?
I love revolvers. But we will take advice from the panel.
Well, my project's 2011, so I'm looking hard for everything for the parts right now to build one.
Let's do this. Let's kind of review. and then we'll come up with some more topics. The main things, remember that it kind of started with Colt and the Patterson, then the Walkers, cap and ball stuff. And then when Smith and Wesson got in there, they kind of started with the first cartridges because they had the patent on the drilled through cylinder rather than the cap and ball. That was 1856. Yeah, Colt had a domestic monopoly until 1856. Then let me see what that was about. Oh, that was about the rotating cylinder. Then Smith and Wesson had the patent for the drilled through cylinder, and they came out with their first model, their Smith and Wesson #1, the same year that expired. Then they came out with the Smith and Wesson, the 1.5 Model 2. Then in 1870 came the Model 3, Smith and Wesson's Model 3, and you had an 1860 Navy, I think, and an 1861 Colt Army, big cap and ball type revolvers. Then the #3 from Smith and Wesson. Y'all know what those are. They were kind of iconic as well. Then in 1872, Colt started making the Colt Single Action Army. Y'all want to see pictures?
We always like pictures.
Oh yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Let me do this, that, and that.
A whole lot of that.
Okay, that's a Smith and Wesson Model 3. But see, that's one of the things I wanted to talk to y'all about tonight was y'all can see that where this could have problems. Now, it was great being a top brake design where it folded open and all the spent cartridges went out of the cylinder, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so suppose they're not empty, right?
They don't. It's the star doesn't lift them out that far.
Right.
Okay.
The bullet
So
makes the case.
It's
makes
not
the
going to eject the full cartridge.
Right.
Right. It
They'll drop
won't
back in.
eject full. Yeah. Right.
Okay. But still, I could see where if you just got that thing loaded and you didn't close it back all the way good, you're trying to shoot at somebody that's shooting at you and the thing fell open. I could see where this was the Model 3 Smith & Wesson Schofield. That's a Schofield model. And,
Try loading it on a horse.
right. That's what I'm talking about. It's great to unload real quick, but then you got to put one at a time back in there, right? Then in 1873, Colt came out with the Single Action Army. That's an absolutely beautiful.
The greatest gun ever devised.
That's
Beautiful.
that's the 7.5 inch variant. So these two guns right here, the #3 and the Single Action Army, pretty much dominated what was going on out west. Not all of it. There were other people making them. We get up to 1889 and we see this thing, 1889 Navy from Colt, the first swing out cylinder.
That was
Yeah,
a 32.
It was 1889.
No, I mean caliber 32.
It doesn't say.
I just saw one that was in 38 long coat.
That's
was
kind
a
of what
trophy. It was a trophy gun. It wasn't really shootable. The timing was all goofed up.
Yeah. Well, then 1896, not long after that, Smith & Wesson refined and improved the swing out cylinder in their 32 hand ejector model of 1896. That's probably what you're thinking about, Kyle.
All right. Now, Jamie, let me ask you a question. The 1891, was that a 45 long Colt?
We don't see a 1891. We've got an 1889.
The
Not
first
saying it wasn't a
Schofield wasn't long Colt. No, it was Schofield.
Okay. All right.
The cylinder wasn't big enough for the rims on the long Colt, so they made it in Schofield where it could fit all of them.
Okay. All right. I got you.
But the ballistics were nearly identical.
So this picture you're seeing on the screen now. This is a Colt 1889 Navy, and well, this is a Smith & Wesson article, so that's why they don't tell me what caliber it is. But this is the 32 hand ejector first model that was released in 1896. Still in the box.
If it's a 32 hand ejector, Jamie, it's a 32.
32 hand ejector.
That's a nice pistol.
Yeah, a nice pistol. Yeah.
But I don't know what caliber this.
That came in a number of calibers. It could also be 32. I think they were available in 32.
I bet they made them in 45 too.
I don't know about that model. That it looks too small.
Yeah. What we got to remember is this is the first swing out cylinder that was ever on a revolver. So.
And who made that, Jamie?
That
Colt.
one right there is a Colt.
That's a Colt. You see the ejector for the cylinder? It's very, very reminiscent. Very easy to spot.
That looks an awful lot like the Colt I have in my gun safe in the basement. That's chambered in 32.
That could be. And then this is the Smith & Wesson 32 hand ejector. Obviously, it's 32 Smith & Wesson Special.
I've got one of those. I think they're early 1900s, 3-inch barrel. I think they call it the I-frame.
Right. And that talks about that in this. Then they came out with the 38 hand ejector model in 1899. And it was 38 Smith & Wesson Special, or 38 Special. But it wasn't really, I guess it was still the hand ejector model, but basically what it was this, which is the M&P, first model 38, which is a pre-model 10. This is a K-frame model 10. And that gets us up to the 20th century. So the K-frame was a Model 10, and the I-frame 32 hand ejector served as the cornerstones of their modern lineup. So K was a little bit bigger. It was 38. The 32 was this gun, a little bit smaller. And then you get on into the Model 29s and the J frames, pre-Model 36 Chief Special, and they seem to be fairly proud of that.
That's a pretty gun right there.
That is their 330, 329, I think, 44 Magnum.
That's the flagship right there.
Now that gun shoots. That's an in-frame revolver. It's the 329 PD. In-frame revolver, chambered in 44 Magnum, only weighing in at 26 ounces.
Yeah, that's that scandium frame thing. It's pretty, but I don't want to shoot it.
Heard.
It's a handful.
I've shot one. It makes a 454 Casull seem wimpy with that light of gun.
So that kind of takes us up to the start of the 20th century. So if y'all want to continue on with this, we'll have to dig more into.
Near as I can figure, Jamie, looking at a couple of sites online, the first Colt swing out cylinder, the 1889, was 38 long Colt, and some were 41 long Colt.
Okay.
It wasn't until I think 2 models later that the 45 was added. 77 or 78.
I
Hey,
love
you.
45 Colt. That is such an amazing cartridge.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yep.
Hey,
It
Chad,
is.
how you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm
Hey there,
tired.
filler.
I'm in the recliner. I'm gonna be a Mark Thomas tonight here in a few minutes.
Oh, boy. I'll get,
Take
I'll
your
get the
bets.
mute,
Take
I'll
your
get
bets.
the mute button ready.
Well, I'm in Richmond, Kentucky at my mom and dad's. They're having a pottery craft festival tomorrow, and they wanted to set up this year, and they wasn't going to do it because they didn't have help. But I told them if they'd do it, I'd come help them. So the last time they set up at this sale, they took in over $4,000. So I've been helping them load up their stuff. We got to be down there at 7:30 in the morning to get set up. And so, anyways, I'm at my parents' house, and my wife just called and said I got a really heavy package in the mail today.
I didn't do it.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
No, JH knows who did it.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it was a 78. Colt 1878 was the first 45 Colt. Double action.
Yeah, we talked about that, the Thunderer and the Lightning and
Yeah.
all that. Well, I'm excited for you to open your package, dude.
Yeah, man. Too bad it's 2.5 hours away from me.
Anticipation.
Yeah.
The old Heinz 57 commercial.
Ain't that the way it goes?
Well, between you and CW, I'm set for a while.
Good deal.
Yeah.
What do you need more of?
That was just one of Jamie's favorite calibers, so he hooked me up.
35 Remington.
Yes, sir.
All right. I would ask Jamie to let me borrow that mold again, but I don't think he's going to let me borrow another mold.
Unless he needs a new one.
It's only been what, 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah. Well, keep it off the porch. He's safe though. That one's not made of steel, so it can't rust.
I dang sure will.
This is a 44 caliber, 180 grain, round flat hollow point. Guess who told me about that, Dave? So I'm hoping that's going to shoot really good in 44 special. And it'll shoot good in 44 mag too. But
Walter got him a Walker.
yeah,
That's a big one.
You got the big boy.
which one did you get, Six? You got
I
the
hadn't
Navy.
got one. Oh, I got a Navy and an Army, and I got one that didn't exist. A 44 on a 51 frame.
You know how you can tell it didn't exist? Because that's just the way it is.
It be what it be.
I got a Navy and an Army, but they require black powder.
Right.
Yep. The fun stuff.
Yep. All right, we need to call out the side chat. We're 2 minutes late. What we want to type in, fellas?
Sure.
Colt.
Andy got it. Andy is in here first because he made up what we're typing in. So we're glad to have him on the panel. Man, now it's gone. Let me back up. Boy, I got me I'm glad I got me a
Get that mouse.
mouse. Yeah.
Up there.
Tail. So yeah, Andy was first. Andy 79028 on the panel, and in the side chat, Walks Fletcher loves 44 special. Texas 6 is also on the panel and in the side chat. So is CW Longshot. All Out is out there. Good to see you, buddy. G. Pishner, we've been missing you, my bud. He's out there with us tonight. Got a young family, so good to see G out there with us. Tommy Boy's out there. Dale Pogue, 3 Jeep, Bobby Barlow, Mark Thomas, Kyle Lusk is on the panel and in the side chat. Abigail Finnegan likes Smith & Wesson better than Colt. Walks Fletcher. Boom, crusty underwear. There you go. Walter's out there in the side chat. We're missing him on the panel tonight. He's kind of tired tonight, so he's got the plethora. 01 guys out there. Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, I need one too, Ozzy. Dwayne 7834. Walter's out there. Mr. Pollard is out there. Papa's Place. Ozzy Osbourne, Edward Petty, Colt and Smith & Wesson. Yeah, buddy. Bama Dad is on the panel and in the side chat. We'll check into those dates, Walt. Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies just joined us on the panel, but I believe he done took off, didn't he?
I'm here.
He's there. We just can't see him. All right. So we got Crash is out there. Don't worry about being late, bud. Just come on in when you can.
Come on in, children.
Mike Hester, the Rebels, in the panel too, but he didn't type in Colt. M. Gabriel's out there. Reckon that means he didn't want me to call out his name. If you didn't want me to call your name out, Rebel, I'm sorry.
Yep, too late.
Too late. Mark Thomas is in the panel too, y'all. All right. So
Somebody's using map gas.
Rebel said he's working on something.
Yeah.
Kyle mentioned earlier that our weather is getting pretty nice around here, and it is. Let's see, it's 67 degrees. This morning when I walked outside to get in the car, it was 55 degrees. Can y'all believe that?
Back door's still open, brother.
Yeah, buddy.
Come on over.
So, yeah, man, that's pretty nice for early October in Georgia. And,
It's still 82 here.
our deer hunting season for modern firearms will start not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm just glad my power bill went from $520 to $178.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's weird. You quit running the pool pump and AC, and here we are.
People all across the country are raising cane right now, talking about the past 2 or 3 months. The power bills have been, for no reason, just jumping up. Mine
Well,
went.
they shut down the city of Cartersville with a protest because Georgia Power raised the rates 13%. And that's a big ass jump.
Yeah.
Look at
Well,
that.
Georgia Power and Alabama Power is the same company. You know that, right?
Hey,
Yes,
Kyle.
sir.
Hey, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
This is for you.
I can't see that.
No payment due.
I have solar.
Well, okay.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about, Dave. Your 44 special kind of.
So before I left this morning, Jamie, I told my wife I got a new trail camera. I said I'm gonna walk back in the woods and put my trail camera out, and then I'm leaving to go to mom and dad's. I walked back up on the hill, got back to my hunting spot, and had 2 8-point bucks standing there sparring, and I didn't have a weapon one.
Any pictures?
The funny part is, my existing trail camera got a picture of the bucks and me in the background. I was that close to them.
That's epic. That's epic.
Well, we've had upper 40s for the last 2 days in the morning. I've been driving the little green Jeep with the top off, and I could see my breath driving into work.
We were in the 30s yesterday morning.
Tomorrow is the first day of statewide archery for deer, and they're expecting 80 degrees in the afternoons, both Saturday and Sunday.
They
Yeah.
told us that, but the forecast now isn't even in the mid 70s. I'll be on the water, so it'll be moderate because the water temperature I think is still 78 or 79 degrees. So it'll be moderate for us on the water. But yeah, it's coming.
I'm waiting for my father-in-law's invitation to go deer hunting with him. It's coming.
We've got a unique opportunity this season that they've opened up Sunday hunting for us here in Pennsylvania. So some of those hunters are going to be able to get out both tomorrow and on Sunday. And it would be probably a blessing if they get something tomorrow evening so that it'll cool off real quick and they can hang them up, put some ice on them for Sunday, and then get them processed.
Same for us. They open up Sunday hunting, but they typical for us. They do it screwy. A couple of years ago, they opened Sunday hunting. We never had Sunday hunting.
Yeah.
They opened Sunday hunting for archery only in certain areas. Why? But that's what they did. Now they opened Sunday hunting for rifle on private land. Why? What difference does it make? If you open Sunday hunting, open Sunday hunting.
Now here in the South, here in North Carolina, you can hunt on Sunday with a rifle up until 9 o'clock, and then you got to take a break till after church lets out. At least in this part of North Carolina, I'm serious.
Yeah.
You know,
Wouldn't
out
know
here
that.
in the country, I mean, no one wants to be saying "Praise Jesus," kaboom, you know, right outside the door. You know, so I get it. You know, I get it, but I don't know if anybody ever watches the Hayden, Alabama podcast, which is hilarious at times, but the main character on there, Robin, they call him Blink because he's got big, thick glasses, and he said he was giving a sermon at his church, and it was in the spring, and the windows were open, and he said, "Can I get an amen?" And a turkey gobbled outside, big time, and he said you could tell all the hunters in there because heads popped up and looked around. He said, "I said, can I get an amen?" He said, "Now, amen." Like that, and then the turkey gobbled again. He said everybody started getting antsy, ready to get out of church, you know.
Like a bunch
He
of
said,
prairie dogs.
Yeah, like a bunch of prairie dogs. Yep.
I grew up with all the blue laws, you know, you couldn't shop on Sunday and all that, but we had never
No,
had.
that's right.
Yeah, you couldn't
No,
buy
no.
liquor here on Sunday for the longest time.
I've never heard of no hunting on Sundays until I started talking to other people from other states.
Yeah, no Sunday hunting.
Well,
You couldn't buy. You go in the grocery store with a Stop and Shop, whatever, where they have the liquor. They would pull the curtains down on Sundays. You couldn't buy it. And then after 8 o'clock at night, couldn't buy it.
Oh yeah,
years ago. Yeah.
Our preacher showed up with 2 turkeys in the back of his truck. And I was standing there talking with a game warden that goes to church with us. And he said, "Y'all come over here and look and see what I got." We looked back there, and the game warden looked at it. He goes, "I can't even look in there. I can't." He said, "Mike, I'm about to write you a ticket." And he said, "One of them's not mine. One's my son's." He goes, "Yeah, that's what they always say."
Andy, what you got going on? Andy, what's the hunting laws up there?
You muted.
Muted.
7 days a week in upstate New York, and at least where I hunt anyway, Catskills, Adirondacks.
I was talking to Rimfire Dave the other day. He hunts in New York, and he said that bear is open during any season now. If you're turkey hunting and you see a bear, you can kill it. If you're coyote hunting and you see a bear, you can kill it. It don't matter. Squirrel hunting, you see a bear, you can kill it.
It must be a pestilence.
They got some funny laws. Well, not funny, but understandable if you know what it's like where Andy is. But on the island there are limited laws for hunting out there.
Yeah, Long Island. Well, but you have to get a permit for. It's like a lottery almost.
Yeah.
And but it changes from year to year depending on the population of deer.
Yeah, you can. I mean, if you get, I won't say high enough because obviously, but you can almost see one side or the other when you get out on the island. It's pretty flat. There's no big mountains.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like you could almost see from one side to the other, from the ocean to the sound. In places, so it's pretty flat. So firing a high power rifle or something is definitely a no for hunting there. It's shotgun and archery.
Western North Carolina, at least in my county and the surrounding counties, you could hunt deer with a North American pistol 22 mag. There's no restrictions. It doesn't matter. If you're good enough, go for it. It's like they want them all dead. Whoa.
Oh, we have
large game, man.
We don't have a bear season here yet, but it's coming. It's coming. We
got them here.
Oh, we got them. We got a lot of them here.
Yeah,
we got a lot of them.
Yeah.
I've seen them. They've seen them right here near my house, and I'm just outside of the town. And
I'm
still
not
get
even
that
sure if we have a bear season except for Subarus, but there's a lot of black
God,
bear.
Kyle.
What? What? I don't drive a Subaru.
Nothing. No. I know that. A Lesbury. Anyway,
Oh Lord.
the bear population here is they very restricted a season in the mountains, and then all of a sudden they realize that they're moving, they're multiplying, they're moving into the foothills, and then the eastern bears are moving west, so they're filling in the gap, right? So the friggin' governor had one walking around on the governor's mansion lawn, and so they said, well, maybe we'll make it to where there is an actual law in North Carolina where in certain counties where you can't kill a bear eating bait, right? So the wildlife got around that by saying, well, you can bait for deer, and then since bear season's in the same time, if the bear's eating the bait, you shouldn't shoot it. But if he walks off of it, go ahead and shoot it. And so I was at that meeting, and I raised my hand, and I said, will I get a ticket if he's still chewing the corn? And like that. And they were like, no, you won't. So what they're
You just
trying to
gotta
do is
Gotta clean your
make
mouth
a,
out.
they're making a redneck barrier west and a redneck barrier east, and they're hoping they don't bother Raleigh and Charlotte. But guess what? They're coming.
Well, bear here in Texas are
I hope they get.
on the endangered species list. So
They're not here.
I hope they get bears. I hope they get bears all in Charlotte. They start eating gangbangers. You know.
So in Kentucky, you can hunt deer over bait, but you can't hunt turkey over bait. If you get stopped by a game warden, they cut the gizzard.
Same in
open on
North
a
Carolina.
turkey.
Jed.
If I cut the gizzard open on a turkey and it's got corn in it, you're in trouble.
I'm not in charge of what that turkey eats.
Yeah,
Sir.
I say you can't.
A mile away.
I know what you're saying, but I mean, come on.
Yeah,
This-
you
this-
throw out
this
corn,
corn-
during.
This corn right here is for deer only. Any squirrel, turkey, bear, or
Perfectly
anything
legible
else
sign right in the
caught
pile.
eating it is going to be shot on sight.
Sorry, you're gonna get the plane fly over you, and then you're gonna get the big old ticket. And the North Carolina Wildlife Commission, although I've never seen them use it, they've got drones, they've got cell phones or cell phone cameras that a game warden can walk on my property if he has suspicion of me doing something. So he's not trespassing. This within his right. He can hang a camera.
The polished hog in the trough.
Yep. They can hang a camera up, and the camera tells him when I'm in the stand.
And now for those of you that may not know this, a DNR game warden is the only person that's allowed to come into your house without a warrant. If there is suspicion, he can come right in your front door.
I've already talked to the game wardens that work my county because they come in my store. I was like, boys.
Good night, Andy.
Good night,
But
Andy.
in this
Night,
county,
Andy.
they're not going to worry. They're not going to do that because they know.
Right. I said, boys, don't step a foot on my land unless you're telling me. I said, if you're going to look at the neighbors, you got my permission to walk on my land, but tell me first, please. And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem. Then,
But the DNR agent is the only government official that can walk into your house without a warrant.
Speaking of which,
That's stupid.
this
It
doesn't
is
have,
stupid, but it's law.
It-
Sorry.
it's law. It's law. This has nothing to do with DNR, but my son-in-law came in this morning to get his tags renewed, and he said, Bob forgot about them, and he said, I shot a deer this morning with a crossbow, and he said I tracked it for about 150 yards, and I lost it. He said, so I called a friend of mine. He's not a close buddy, but he's a friend, and he brought over his deer hunting drone, and he charges $200, and which is very reasonable considering I know another guy who charges $400. But he flew that drone up, went 150 yards past where Dale stopped tracking, hit the nearest thicket, boom yow. He found 3 bucks standing there, or one all laying down in a thicket. And he said, was your buck running with some other bucks? And he went, yes. He was running with 2 other bucks. He said, okay, I think I got him. And he just dropped from like 500 feet or 200 feet or whatever he was down to 15 feet above the deer. And the 2 younger ones that hadn't been shot ran off. The other one just laid there, and you could see it. He showed me the video. You could just see it heaving, panting, and like he one lunged it. And he said the guy was coming back over this evening. $200, that's not bad, if the meat don't spoil. So, yeah. So he said that blew my mind. He said he found that deer in no time, and marked it on his little pad there, where he can fly right back to that spot and see if the deer's there. I was like, dang, Dale, that's almost unfair. I said, y'all have to work for that, get all scratched up, and chigger bit, and everything else.
Yeah.
He was like, well.
Talk to me about it. Was walking the dogs, and I started noticing all these weird bites on me, and we were in some pretty heavy, high brush and stuff like that. I looked at my wife, and I like,
Chiggers.
yeah, I think we got a mess of chiggers. And she's like, what are you talking about? I showed her my arms and my legs and all that. And I was like, I'm getting in the shower. Chances are they're already gone, but I'm getting in the shower anyway, because I've been down the road.
Time to dip the family jewels in diesel fuel.
Yeah.
Now,
bad. For you northerners that don't know what chiggers are,
we got chiggers. We got chiggers here.
CW's got every kind of weird tick known to man.
Oh, let me run this by you guys. I was walking around the pool, and I saw a spider web that was neon green. Have y'all heard anything about this?
Yeah, there's supposed to be some spiders that have gotten in here from somewhere that are pretty bad.
It looked like spider wire, like you string your fishing rod with. It was neon green. I was like, don't go near that.
What Bama said, it's some kind of Asian spider that's invasive, and they're supposed to be pretty bad news.
So get the flamethrower. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you see the spider on the web, hit it with number 6 shot. Whatever.
Jamie, if you hear a 4-alarm fire happening at my house, I didn't do
it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, this was weird, dude. It was like no crap. Spider wire, green spider wire.
I
Like
tell
you
you,
fish
we,
pole.
we of course got spiders up here too, but not like you do down south. The first
Nope.
time we went to West Virginia riding quads, ATVs, I
Yep.
couldn't believe the spider webs were so bad that a lot of the guys who ride regular put up masts on the front of their machines to catch the spider webs so they don't wrap around their windshield.
Dude,
Yep.
They have rods on the front of the machines to grab the spider webs going down the trails. And if you're the first one down the trail every single day, you get covered in spider webs. And of course,
Brian, I go through
spiders.
3 spider webs between my side door and my truck in my driveway.
Yep.
Say, I let the
And-
dogs
and-
out in the mornings and I get hit with a spider web.
Every
And this-
color
this-
spider you can imagine. And sizes from this big to,
Yeah, this time of year is Spider Central. So
Mhm.
October is the year for spiders. Me and my wife let them, the big browns and the writing spiders, the Charlotte Web type spider.
Oh yeah.
We just let them.
You know, the
They're-
ones that talk to you.
Yeah, right.
we've got the
We-
brown recluse and we've got the black widow. We don't have tarantulas, but we've got
Well,
brown recluse and black widows.
they don't make real pretty webs. They
No.
hide in your well house. You know the big pretty spiders. They'll make webs out here, and me and my wife just leave them, and we'll look and watch them. I'll cut a light on for them, let them catch bugs, and do their thing, and they don't bother me. You know, the big brown and then the writing spider, until a latent hummingbird gets caught in their web, then we have to save them. You know,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and these webs are broadcast big enough where it could get a hold of some of my hummingbirds, and I'm not
looks-
studying.
Oh, they look like a trawler, a net.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't wrong. You ain't
Well,
wrong.
like I said, they're going across a road, a side by side, which is a small car, goes down. They're going right across the road. Some of the locals we saw, they had, you may or not know what they are, but the snow stakes. They're fiberglass poles, and they got reflective tape around the end of them. You stick them in the ground and show you where the edge of the curbs are when the snow's on the ground, so you plow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they put those on the front of the machines, sticking up like 3 feet, 4 feet up, just sticking forward, and they grab all the webs so they don't wrap around the windshield.
well, CW, you've been to my house. You saw
Yeah.
where I was You saw ours
Yep.
grilling. All
Yep.
right, from the corner of the house out to the nearest gum tree, which is probably, I don't know, 25, 30 yards. There's a brown spider that strings a web that far. How in the heck he does that's beyond me. Does he walk along the ground and then pick it up, or
Let me
what?
see if I can go outside and get a picture of this spider web. I still know where it is.
Ricky just sent me one this morning of a big spider web in his backyard.
Oh,
I knew
I've got huge ones.
I knew a guy that he'd shoot, like he'd have a black stock for a rifle, and he'd shoot spray paint on a spider web and then stick his rifle up to it to spider web the rifle. And it actually worked pretty good, you know.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can get a picture of this thing. I've got some lights warming up and all that stuff. All right. I'm still here, but I'm going on an adventure.
And now we cue up the girl scream.
Yeah.
You want me to get Rigby?
Rigby not like spiders.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But
I
she
don't-
can do that. She can do that girl scream real well too.
Yeah, it cracks glass. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I got a question for the panel in the side chat. And don't feel obligated to answer. It's just a conversation starter. When it comes to your hunting rifle, what is your favorite action? Do you like the single shots, lever guns, bolt guns, AR platform?
Oh Lord. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
What about you, Kentucky Rimfire? You start it. We'll go backwards.
Well, it's either going to be a lever or a boat, and uh, I don't I don't typically rely on a semi-auto for hunting purposes.
That's about the way I feel about it. Walk says depends on the game and the area. I get that. And we have different cartridges in both. But I feel the same way, Chad. I really do. You want to go into the reasons?
Well, the lever portion of it's just my love for the 30-30 and the 35 Remington. uh, but my hunting bolt gun. I like a 243 and a 308, and
Can't go wrong with that.
I really don't have a hard reason as to why I choose a bolt gun or a lever gun over. I mean, just other than a semi-auto has the possibilities of malfunctioning, and I can clear a bolt gun a lot faster than I can clear a jammed up semi-auto.
Yeah, my thing about that is my bolt guns are for range, for longer distances.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm sitting in the brush, that 35 Remington's going with me, and that's what I'm going to use in this lever gun.
Well, around here, if you're hunting in a brush, you use a 450 Bushmaster.
No, 35 Remington works just fine. I can't figure out how to get the flashlight on my camera to work while I can take a picture of the neon green spider web.
Set your camera on flash.
Just put a flash on, yeah.
I'm fixing to take a flashlight. Mm-hmm.
What about you, Six? What do you like to hunt with?
I use them all. I mean, it really depends on where you're going to hunt. To me,
That's it.
that's the main
I'm like
thing.
I'm like Townsend Wheeling. Only accurate rifles are interesting, and I don't care what action they are.
I've used them all. I mean, even front loaders. So,
Yeah. I skip Mark because he's sleeping.
I do coyote hunt with the AR platform because I like the follow-up shot.
Oh yeah. Yep. Well, and the trick there is not to have an AR that jams. So if you got one that's tuned up pretty good, it's pretty reliable. Oh Lord.
Mark beat me.
Yeah. Oh, he beat you big time. He's tired, man.
It's good to see KFW out there. Go ahead, Rebel.
I like them all. Like I said, only accurate rifles are interesting. I've killed deer with an AR. I've killed deer with bolt action. I've killed deer with lever actions. I really like a bolt action, for the accuracy. You can shorten that up if you got a platform to short for and everybody talks about a brush gun. I saw a test years ago with a guy shooting through a brush pile. About the only thing that shoots true through a brush pile is a round ball. they ain't no bullet go, even 35, 45, they all get deflected by brush. So I don't shoot through brush. I shoot at a target. So if I see a deer, I shoot a deer. I don't brush hunt. As far as shooting something I can't identify. But at close distance, I think is what most people say around here. A brush gun is for 100 yards in. Deer hunting's like playing golf. You go into your gun room and you go, I'll take the 9-iron, and I'll take the club, I'll take the wedge, and you pick what you want and go for it. I love 30-30. I love 35 Remington. I don't own a 35 Remington. I own a 30-30, but wonderful close range gun. But so's a 300 Blackout. So, and for that matter, I got a guy that slips the brush up in the South Mountains, right near the shop. The mountains you can see near the shop, with a Ruger Mini 30. Shoots him with a 7.62 to 39 with hunting bullets. Kills them deader than snot.
Yeah, well, my thing about my 35, there's no way that I am not totally identifying my target. There's no way that I'm going to shoot intentionally through brush at a deer.
Yeah, I wanted to make that clear. When we say brush gun, we mean we're hunting in close cover. We're not shooting through brush. It's something that's just moving. Yeah.
Right. No way. No way. I think what we're talking about here, and I think everybody on the panel will agree that we're talking about in case there's a twig or something in the way that you can't see, especially something that's close to you and you're using a scope. You know how all that stuff kind of goes away when you're looking through the scope. If it's up real close, it just becomes an invisible blur on your scope. You can't see it. So no, that ain't what we're talking about. Is like I saw a similar video to what you're talking about, and I'm like, you don't take that shot till that deer comes out of that dang brush pile. You just don't do it.
Oh,
Yeah, but
I said brush gun, but I'm with y'all. I don't shoot unless I can see it, and most of my kills have been within 65 yards. So
yeah, and I knew what you meant, Kentucky. So
Yeah.
when I went to high school, I had a friend that his mom and dad always let him take a week off of school, and they took him to his grandpa's house in Georgetown, Kentucky, and he would deer hunt. And we, we were he went deer hunting one year and come back, and he shot through some brush and shot a farmer's cow.
oh,
So that next summer, while we were all out having fun, he was in Georgetown working on a farmer's farm to pay off the cow that he killed.
hey, Jamie, we got a sighting.
Do we?
yeah, we
Yes,
do.
we do.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. What's happening, Mario? So, 6, did you finish your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Walks has got the right idea here. Small coastal muleys in heavy brush, a lever, and tall mountains bolt gun. Absolutely.
Well,
Does anybody still make a 35 Remington lever gun? I don't
Henry still does, I believe, don't they?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I heard that Marlin was going to come out with one, or Ruger Marlin was going to come out with one.
We haven't seen it.
Ruger has the 336, but it's in 30-30.
Right.
I saw an incident where a buddy of mine was hunting with a 35 Remington, and took a shot just like you described, Jamie. Took a shot at a deer, couldn't see the limb that was 10 yards out in front of him that was about as big around as your pinky and rotten. And he clipped that limb, and it sent that 35 bullet right into the deer's liver instead of right where he was aiming. It threw it off that much. So it doesn't matter what you're shooting. Even a 45-70, it will deflect if it hits something. And
Absolutely.
I remember a few years ago, one of those boys down there near you, Jamie. They do the shoot every year, or they used to. Got a channel on YouTube. He got really big there. Iraqi gun,
Yeah.
veteran. Yeah.
Iraqi veteran. Yeah, he did a video a bunch of years ago, and he had an interesting theory, and that was that the rotational value of the bullet has a great effect on its ability to maintain hitting things. And I think he's really onto something, and he used a good representation of a bicycle wheel. I don't know how many of you have taken a bicycle wheel and held it by the axle and spun it. And the faster it goes, the harder it is to make it wobble. If it's going slow, you can make it wobble pretty easy. But when you get it spinning fast, that centrifugal force, it's hard. It's hard to move your hands to make that wheel wobble. And he used that as a basis for an argument of keeping a bullet on track with the RPMs of the bullet. And if you don't know, our bullets spinning at hundreds of thousands of RPMs. And you start getting cartridges like the modern stuff, 1 in 8, 1 in 7, 1 in 6, 1 in 3 of the new 8.6.
Yeah.
I bet you that's going to stay on target better.
Yeah.
Better. Maybe not accuracy, but I'm betting it's going to be better. I know I've shot through brush like we all have, but not at a shadow of a deer, at a deer that just had a couple of sticks or twigs between you that you just couldn't see. And this one deer that I shot with the 300 blackout at about 40 yards, I hit 3 limbs before I hit that deer. And I hit the deer back at the last rib where I was aiming at the front shoulder. So it deflected it, but 3 limbs. I shot 2 trees off, finger-sized limbs, and the bullet still impacted the deer within 6-8 inches of my aiming point.
I've had 30-06 rounds go off kilter at longer shots. I'm talking like 300, 400 yards. But 35 Remingtons, my longest kill with a 35 Remington is 200 yards, maybe 180. I'll back it off, 180. And it went through all kinds of brush to get there, and it didn't deflect it that much.
I shot another one time with a 375 Winchester with a 220 grain bullet. I don't remember the distance, but it had to be inside 50 yards because that's what most of my stuff is. And it was walking in blueberries, and they were up in and around his shoulder. So it's just twigs, but I shot through that. I could see the deer fine, perfect, head, shoulders, top of his back. But I shot through that, and that bullet deflected. I remember I hit him up in front of the front shoulders. There wasn't much there to deflect that bullet. It deflected that bullet a lot. I never thought it would. I got the deer, but I had to track him quite a ways. I had to shoot him again. But I got him. But that was early on, and learned to be a good lesson. Don't do that.
It also depends on bullet construction too.
Yeah.
Fastest or not.
Probably was a piece of the bullet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with that with that little blackout, that was a 130 grain spear, doing probably 2,000 feet per second,
Yep.
1875, something like that.
Yeah.
And that bullet hit 3. I saw him. I went back and looked at him because when I got the deer, I couldn't believe that it had hit him so far back. It right at the front of the liver, at the last, near the last rib. And I got the deer. It killed him, but I was surprised that it went as far as it did. And I went back to see why. And 3 trees, 3. That impressed me. That it hit all that,
that's hard.
and still, it took 2 the size of your thumb down, and it nicked another one.
That's
And-
1 and 8, 1 and 7.
Yeah, 1 and 7 twist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that bullet was spinning hard, but only 2,000. You take a 1 and 7 and spin it at 3,000 feet per second. It's not a lot more rotation.
Yeah. Right.
But you compare, 1 and 7 twist at 2,000 to, a 1 in whatever of a 1 in 10, 1 in 14, 1 in 16 of some of these cartridges we're talking about. And it's a big difference.
If my 22-250 hits a blade of grass, it's gone.
Yeah.
So that's at 3,800 and
you got rotational and you got thin jackets there.
Right. That's bullet construction too. So
A friend of mine was shooting at a deer with a 7 mag, and we was sitting on the side of a field, and we didn't see it, but there was a single line, hot line, electric fence up there.
oh God.
And he hit that wire, and the bullet split, and we found 2 holes in the deer.
Stranger
Wow.
things, right?
Because we heard a ping. It's like, what the
Yeah.
heck was that?
Yeah.
Like that
We
picture.
get
Ever
on
see that
them.
picture from World War II? Somebody found a bullet that was hit by a bullet in midair.
Really?
Ever seen that picture? Yeah.
No, I've never seen that.
It's the only time it's ever been documented that 2 opposing bullets have been shot and hit each other at the same time.
Yeah. In midair.
Well,
Imagine
you
the
know
swarm of
that-
bullets.
that's happened before.
Oh,
you
of
know,
course. Just never seen
World War I at the advent of the machine gun, and then the Civil War. I know there's some big old bullets that mashed together with the wads of bullets.
Oh
they were
hell
shooting.
yeah! There's some 70 cal musket
Balls.
balls
Yeah.
that have molded into a 138 grain or 138 cal.
Guys, I come in late and I'm gonna leave early. I gotta get ready for my own show.
Well, don't fall
Good deal,
asleep at that.
No,
You leave Mark out of this.
Yeah, make sure you latch that door too. We don't want nobody wandering in here.
yeah. So thanks for having me, and Jamie, thanks again for the package. And,
Always welcome, brother. Good times.
You're welcome, brother.
we'll see you next week.
Thank
All
you.
right, see you,
Man,
brother.
have a good time on your stream tonight.
Yep. All right, y'all come over and join us, Kentucky Rimfire. Let's talk Pinterest. Good night.
See you, brother.
Bud. Always good when he's on.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Roger's
Jamie, I
visit
don't,
was
I don't know if you had
unit.
if you have a phone that's working or not, but I sent you some pictures of that neon green spider web.
Speaking of 22 bench rests, we just had our egg shoot, and I don't know if everybody heard when I told it last, but we went through 7 dozen eggs by 12 o'clock.
Yeah, you had to go out and get more.
Yeah, we go out and get some match grade eggs, some small eggs. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if I'd told that or not, but
Yeah, you told us
that
last
was,
week. Yeah.
that was a lot of fun. It's always good to see kids get gratified, just shooting something.
Here, excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Yeah, I did see that Henry is still doing a 35 round.
I thought they were.
Yeah, they are.
So has Marlin stopped doing 35 rim?
Well, you
Marlin
got to
hasn't
remember,
Marlin in a long time.
Marlin just started back up. So right
They just
now
got-
it's yeah.
They just
So
got the 30-30. I'm sure they'll put the 35 back into it.
Well, what a lot of guys don't think about is how big Marlin was in rimfire. How many 22s and 17s they made.
Yeah.
And I
Savage
think
took it over, but yeah, they were big.
yeah, you're right, CW. I think Savage filled that gap. You know, but they've done a 30-30, a 45-70. What else have they done, CW?
Well, they got their own 444. Don't forget their own
have
cartridge, the 444.
they? But they haven't put that out yet, have they?
No,
And a
but I
new
mean
one.
Marlin in
Yeah,
general. They
I'm
had that
just talking about what they put out since they've been owned by Ruger. So
just
they-
let's see.
30-30, 45-70, and I think it's it.
Then he got a 444 mag.
Yeah, the pistol.
35, 37.
The 357.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
So
wondering, do I need to get a Henry 35 Remington?
I would personally just look for an older Marlin.
Yeah, I would too.
I've got one of those.
Oh well, then you're set. You're set.
They're showing 3 different 22s on the Marlin site now. Model 60, XT series, and that 795.
Yep.
Glenn Davis just asked me how much is a older Marlin and 35 Remington cost, and of course I got to put depends on
Condition,
and
model.
but
There's a bunch of different models.
336 he said
Yeah, but there's a
specifically.
bunch of 336s. You look on a
There-
Marauder. A
there
Marauder in
is.
35 rem could run you a Geno.
Right, it could.
You know,
A
really
but a lot
good
of
classic
a lot
carbine. It's going to be
a
more
lot-
than a regular 336.
a lot of people just group those into, oh, it's a Marlin 35 Remington, and they don't know what they have, you know. He said new product production. Well, the 30-30's a grand. Okay, it's 10 beans, so or just under it if it's blued. The stainless steel is popping 1,000 or a little over. So the 35 will be that.
The MSRP is 1279.
Yeah.
Okay. The gun confiscation in Canada is beginning now. Run.
You're a kid. You're kidding. Really?
Here's a KFW. I got a couple of these we need to get to, guys. I'm sorry.
KFW.
I used to hunt with a 30-06 with a 180 grain Winchester PowerPoint, and then I started using my 270 with a 150 grain bullet. Both of them tear up a lot of meat if you don't take them in the neck or the head, but not as bad as this question right here. Glenn Davis. I use a 200 grain cast lead bullet, and I have lots of videos on my channel. It's the Lee bullet, Glenn. It's the Lee. Matter of fact, I didn't. I don't. I sent them all to Kentucky Rimfire. The Lee bullets, the 358-200 RF, which is very similar to the
RCBS.
the RCBS and
Yeah, about everybody
It
makes a
shoots
copy of it.
fantastic.
Lyman has one. NOE has one. I'm sure everybody makes a copy of it. It's a really, really common, nice designed looking.
I still remember me and Jamie shooting that round and figuring out the load. And I looked at him and I said, "We're done." He still had three or four or five different loads to test. I said, "Dude, we're done." Just put the rifle back up. We're done. I can't remember. Was it TAC? Is that what it was?
Western Ramshot TAC and H335 worked just as well.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to finish our questions, and it's almost time for the verse of the week. So,
Yes, sir.
Kyle, you like what action do you prefer in your hunting rifles?
I do love a bolt gun, 336, or I'm sorry, lever gun 336, but I like a bolt gun 308.
That's a good one. And Mike McClune,
Woo.
if that's in good shape, that's about what you're going to see nowadays. I've seen.
Wow.
I've bought them and sold them for less than that.
Well,
Really
back in the day, we traded them for $150.
Yeah.
Right. All day, every day. And
Yep.
everybody wanted 30-30. They didn't want the 35 because 35 costs a lot more money to shoot.
Yeah, but when you roll your own,
Right.
oh, you tell her to be quiet.
That's a him.
Oh.
And I ask him to be quiet.
I know the him you're talking about.
So, Mark, what kind of action you like in your hunting rifles? You like bolt guns, lever guns, single shots, AR?
For years it was nothing but cables and feathers.
I hear you.
So I didn't do a whole lot of gun hunting except for squirrels. And but I guess everybody that I knew that did hunt with a gun, they all hunted with a lever action. I mean, with a bolt action. So I'd probably still be the same way. I tend to go with a bolt action.
Cool. The other Mark.
The way these deers are hanging out in my backyard, I might find them a 300 PRC. I mean, it was 6 in the backyard this morning.
I think I'm going to have to let my puppy dog out.
Sounded like it.
What about you, other Mark?
I heard you, Jamie. I'm sorry, I did take a little nap there. Slipped away for a few minutes.
Yeah,
That's
we know.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I make some noise.
It happens, bro.
Yep.
Just clean up your sawdust. That's all.
It's okay with me, Mark. I can't say nothing.
I grew up on a 308, and I have a nice little single shot that I love to hunt with. But I've been collecting now, so there's so many others that I want to take out with me. I take the 35 Remington out with me. I take the 32 Special out. I just picked myself up a nice 3006 a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, and man, that thing is a tack driver. I might take that out a little bit this season. But handgun wise, well, there's plenty there too. Yeah, that 357 Harriet would be a great one this year. The the 44 Magnum, would love to do that one too. 41 Magnum. So I got too many choices and not enough days to hunt with.
Tommy Boy says on the side chat his best deer hunting's with his F-150.
Yeah.
You put some headlights on a bullet, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, what Ron White said, they're elusive creatures.
Yeah.
That's right.
Put some headlights on that little bullet and a horn, and they'll jump right out in front of you every time you.
Jamie, take that puppy dog outside.
All right, I'm gonna do that while CW tells y'all what his favorite hunting action is. We'll get into the verse of the week.
Yes, sir.
Well, mine are going to be just like everybody else, depending on what and where I'm hunting. Nostalgia wise, it's definitely a lever all the way, 100%. My first deer rifle that I bought myself was a Browning BLR lever action, and it's. I remember my cousin, my older cousin, had a 336 and 35 rem that I lusted after when I was just a little feller.
Yes.
And it stuck in my head, and it took me a good 10 or 15 years after I could own one, could buy one myself, before I bought my first one. And I probably have 3 or 4 of them. I love them. I love them, love them, love them. 35 rem is near and dear.
Yes.
All the 35s. 358, I have a couple of them. I've had a couple of them. 35 Whalen, 350 Nora Mag, 350 Legend, 357 Maximum. I love all the 35s. I've taken deer with most all of them. Really, really, really enjoy it. So if I got long range or I need accuracy, it's going to be a bolt gun. I've had some good single shots that were every bit as accurate. No problem hunting with a single shot, because generally that's all you need, especially with an accurate one. So it's going to be one of those 3, probably 99.9%. I do enjoy a 35 rem pump. I've hunted with that a lot. I like that a lot. It's one we don't hear much about. But Savage made them. Remington made them. There's quite a few of them out there, and they're nice rifles. They can do the job, and they were popular in Pennsylvania because it was a repeater that was better than a bolt, faster than a bolt, as fast as a lever, in a sleek, nice handling firearm. So pumps are one that gets neglected in centerfire rifle calibers, but don't forget them or underestimate them. They can be really good, really, really good.
I've taken the most deer with a Marlin 336C 35 Remington. I've got a 30-30, all that stuff, but 35 Remington, it's the bulldog. That dog will hunt.
Yep. Yeah, some of them Marlins can go for big dollars, Mike. Maybe 3 years ago, I sold 3 Marlin 444s. I had a set of the 444S, the 444, and the 444 24-inch with the Monte Carlo stock, the first one in 1964. And I won't say the prices I got for them, but they were a lot of money. They went for a lot of money. Yeah, it's a pretty rare rifle. Like I said, that first one had a high Monte Carlo stock and a 24-inch barrel, and the second model had a more conventional rear stock, but still a 24-inch barrel. And then they dropped it down to the 22s, just like the 1895s, and then they put a safety on them. So there was actually four different 444s before they made the really shorties. And they were a popular rifle. It's a really good caliber. It's somebody asked, or Glenn asked, about the 445, which is a newer cartridge. I think who brought that out was the name is on tip of my tongue. The Super Mags. Who did the Super Mags? Dan Wesson. 445 Dan Wesson, I think, brought them out. And that's ballistically, that's very, very close to the 450 Bushmaster. with light barrel lengths. It's a super 44 mag is what it is. It's a longer cased 44 mag, and it's
Man, they come up with so many new cartridges so often. How do you keep up with it, dude?
I don't know. Just it's in my head, stays there, sticks there. But it's not new. It's been around a long time.
Those
Basically,
those are old
think of the
cartridges.
357 Maximum, which is a long 357 Magnum. It's a true
Right.
super Magnum. Anytime you have a magnumized version of a Magnum, it's a super Magnum. So the 445 is a super Magnum. The
I'm
327
wanting
is
to
a
go
super
back
Magnum.
old school. I'm thinking about getting a 4570.
It's 4570 can be loaded to basically 3 different levels. You got your trap doors, and then you got your moderates, and then you got your big strong ones, the bolt actions, and the Winchester 1895s, the high walls.
And I'm
You can
glad
load that up
said
right
that.
behind the 458 Win Mag. Right
Because
behind
I do not know what action to get. Whether it be a double lockup lever gun, a bolt gun, I don't know.
Well, there's only a couple bolts, and there's probably a lot of customs, but there's pretty much 1 or 2 bolts that you saw traditionally changed over to 4570. So that's not a common one. Your easiest one is going to be a single shot or a lever.
Lever, yeah.
And a Marlin or a Henry are pretty strong. You can load them up pretty stout. You can get a 400 grain bullet going 2,000 feet per second if you want to, if your shoulder will tolerate it. You could do close to 24, 20, 23 maybe in a strong single shot. And that's for the 458 is about 24 and change. So you're right behind the 458 Win Mag.
I love my Henrys. I've got a few of them. I wouldn't have a problem switching calibers. So you think a Henry is the way to go? Just be done with it.
It's a good rifle.
Then you got
Good rifle.
Henry, Marlin, you got Smith and Wesson.
Yep.
Yeah, Smith and Wesson's come out with that new 4570, and Tommy Boy got an interesting point. Mosin Nagant has the same bolt face as the 4570, so
Yep.
Yeah.
if you can find somebody that'll put you a 4570 barrel in a Mosin Nagant, you golden.
I actually have a spare Mosin Nagant.
That's most folks do, unless you're like me, you don't have one. FW, I've acquired a Ruger number 1. I inherited it, but it was in pitiful shape. But it's a 300 Win Mag, so that's a 30-06 Magnum kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, now that I've got myself awake, I feel bad for not bringing up the Savage Model 99 300 Savage.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
had a bunch of proprietary cartridges. They had the
great
303,
cartridge.
300, 20,
Yeah.
250, 3000. They had a number of Savage, marked, named cartridges that were all great, all tremendous. The 250 was one of the first cartridges to reach 3,000 feet per second.
Yeah, fastest.
The 300 was right behind the 308. Really nice, modern-looking, sharp-shouldered cartridge, very efficient.
Good one to reload.
303 was a heavier bulleted 30-30. They were 190 grain bullets, where the 30-30 was 170s. About the same ballistics, a little bit less, but they were in the 95s. The 95 was the predecessor to the 99 Savage that most people know about.
And
all right,
beautiful
guys,
livery.
we're 10 minutes late for the verse of the week, so I'm gonna get through this as quickly as I can.
Let's do it, brother.
Go it.
What I want to do is I want to go through this passage of scripture, and it's one of my favorites in the Old Testament. We're still in the Old Testament. So we're in Isaiah chapter 6, starting in verse 1. It says, "In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above it stood seraphim. Each one had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one cried to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The earth is full of his glory. And the posts of the door were shaken by the voice of him who cried out, and the house was filled with smoke." What we've got here is this is how the Lord called Isaiah to service as a prophet. And Isaiah was a priest and a prophet, and probably the most educated of the prophets who wrote in the Old Testament. He was a really big deal. So we look back at verse 1. It says, "In the year that King Uzziah died," my John MacArthur notes there said that says that after 52 years of reigning, leprosy caused the death of Uzziah in 739 BC. 739 BC. And you can check on that in 2 Chronicles 26, verses 16 to 23. Isaiah began his prophetic ministry that year. He received the prophecies of the first 5 chapters after his call, but in chapter 6, verse 1, he returns to authenticate what he has already written by describing how he was called. Right there where it says, "I saw," the prophet became unconscious of the outside world, and with his inner eye saw what God revealed to him. This experience recalls the experience of John's prophetic vision in Revelations chapter 4, verses 1 through 11. But what I want to point out there is high and lifted up. The throne was greatly elevated, emphasizing the Most High God. And the train there, what it says, the train refers to as hem or the fringe of the Lord's glorious robe that filled the temple. And the temple itself there is, though Isaiah may have been at the earthly temple, this describes a vision which transcends the earthly. The throne of God is in the heavenly temple. And it talks about that in Revelations. So when we get to verse 2 here, where he's talking about the seraphim and how they are an angelic creature, a created being. They are not eternal. And there's similarities to Revelations chapter 4 there too. And they in turn resemble the cherubim of Ezekiel chapter 10. So we got 6 wings. 2 wings covered the faces of the seraphim because they dared not gaze directly at God's glory. Do we understand that? Do we comprehend that? No, I don't think we do. 2 covered their feet, acknowledging their lowliness, even though engaged in divine service. And with 2 they flew in serving the one on the throne. Thus, 4 wings related to worship, emphasizing the priority of praise that needs to be in our lives. Holy, holy, holy. The primary thrust of the threefold repetition of God's holiness is to emphasize God's separateness from the independence of his fallen creation, though it implies secondarily that God is 3 persons, and that is Revelations 4 as well. where the four living creatures cry out, Holy, holy, holy. The earth is the worldwide display of his immeasurable glory, perfection, and attributes as seen in creation. Fallen man has nevertheless refused to glorify him as God. The shaking and the smoke there symbolize God's holiness as it relates to his wrath and judgment. So, yeah, God is holy, and we fail to give him the glory that he is worthy of. And this is just an awesome, awesome vision that Isaiah wrote down for us in his prophecies in Isaiah chapter 6. And we'll continue to go through Isaiah chapter 6 if y'all are interested.
Preach on, brother.
So that's where I'm at right now. I just it's one of my favorite passages in the Old Testament. Questions or comments there? I got a lot more notes. We just went overtime. So we probably need to start wrapping things up so we can all get over and pick on Chad for a while. Don't y'all reckon? Go heckling.
Nope, sounds good, Jamie.
Might as well.
Sorry, I had to sneak away. I need a little bit of chocolate.
Anyway, that passage there, Isaiah chapter 6, is what I refer to as Isaiah's throne room scene. There's Justin Lowe. What's up, buddy? All right, so let's start going through the room. We'll clear the deck for Chad and the boys where they can talk about 22s. Go for it, Mark.
All righty. Been great to be here. Thank you for having me. Fantastic to see everybody out there in the side chat. Been a good evening for the little bit of time that I took a nap, but been a long week. Been getting ready for hunting season. We got archery starting tomorrow, and of course rifle season coming up here in a little bit. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and if you're going to be out there in the woods, good luck to you. That's pretty much all I got. I don't know what kind of videos, if I'm going to get anything outside or in the woods, but guess we'll go ahead and pass her off to 6.
All right. Well, I don't have nothing planned, to tell you the truth. Gonna work tomorrow. I do have some size and dies coming in for the bullets I cast last week, so I can start testing those 2 new air rifles I bought. So that's about the only plans I got other than going to work. So what about you, Rebel?
Work tomorrow. I'll tell you what I told the orthopedic when he came in to show me my MRIs, he said, I'm a big fan of surgery. I said, I bet you are. I said, I'm a big fan of arming the world. And he went, what do you mean? I went, I sell guns, you sell knees and hips like that. And he went, oh, I get it. And then he just went on doing what he was doing. But, I was like, yeah, good God, man, let me keep my original equipment for a little bit. Anyway, that's all I got. Trying to heal up and do my exercises, be a good boy, and let this cortisone shot take its toll, and see what happens. Kyle, what you got?
First of all, brother, let the cortisone work its way around.
Yeah. Today's the first day I felt kind of relief.
Other other than that, I ain't really got a whole lot going. I just ate a really hot piece of beef jerky that I didn't plan on. I grabbed the wrong bag. It's hot.
You're gonna regret that tomorrow.
I seasoned it with habanero powder, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. It's good, but it's hot. Oh
I
wow.
can tell.
Okay. Let's see. What have I got coming up?
A biscuit.
Yeah, some bread, something. I got something. All right, I'm gonna hand it over to Bama Mark. Hell, I'm crying.
Okay, and we'll go out in a minute.
Hey, buddy.
How much I'm gonna have to. I'm itching too bad to wait on Jamie. I'm gonna have to go shoot this rifle. So I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna find me a place I can go shoot. And other than that, I don't have a whole lot going on. No, you can't eat everything. That's it for me, CW.
Well, I got less than 5% of battery, so if I disappear, that's why. But I got a bunch of videos planned. I got videos in through November in queue, ready to go. I had a really good time with the 400 Legend today. I have achieved way more than I expected. Excellent accuracy. This new stock is just top notch. I'm really loving it. Thanks, Uncle Bob. Having a lot of fun with my little K Hornet. Just 458 SOCOM. I got some of those loads worked out. Videos on all that coming out. I've been going a little sideways with these cold steel knives. I'm really liking those, and you got a couple more videos of those coming out. One more came in tonight. I got to do a video on. So just a really good time. Really quick. We lost a good friend last week with Elliot AR gun 1776. So say a prayer to his family. That's about it. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks everybody for coming. We had a good chat, and pass it on to you, Jamie.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for all being on the panel. It'd be kind of boring if I was doing this by myself. And it'd be even more boring than that if all you guys in the side chat weren't out here. So we hope you found the conversation interesting. Email me at jh586sw@gmail if you have any topic ideas or interesting questions, or hey, if you even want to join us and be our guest one weekend. So anyway, we love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. And we hope the Lord blesses us all real good. And if He's willing, we'll see y'all next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.
God bless everyone.